Hello everyone and welcome to Momentum channel. In today's video we wanted to walk through the stock market investing portfolio, dividend stock as well as growth stock investing portfolio that I have with Wealthsimple Trade, close to 15,000 of investments in there, and review various positions that I currently have in this portfolio. The other thing that I would cover in this video would be discussing what would be my game plan when it comes to stock market investing in this portfolio in the month of November, right after the US elections. What stocks I plan to sell, what stocks I plan to buy, and what's my overall strategy here. So watch this video until the end and let me know what you think. All right, so looking at our stock market investing portfolio with Wealthsimple Trade, you can see it's just shy of $15,000 invested here, and it is actually invested in three different accounts. My personal account, which is a non-registered account, there's no tax advantage here. And then I do have two tax advantage accounts here. One is the tax-free savings account, or TFSA, which consists of 16 various positions in it and 16 different stocks or bonds or indexes, and our RRSP account, or registered retired savings plan here. Of course, various amount of money invested, and you could quickly take a look at the overall return for these portfolios. For the personal account, the return is close to 23%, 32% return roughly for TFSA account, and 65% roughly for our RSP account. Not too bad at all. So without any further ado, let's just dive into these accounts and the various positions, so you can see transparently how those positions are doing and what's my game plan here. All right, so let's dive into our personal account here. For starters, as you could see earlier on, here the various returns over time, 3 months, how our funds have grown over time, and of course how it's been evolving. These are my positions, and you could see the number of shares gray out here at the bottom, so you can see with the gray font how many shares we own. All right, and so here you can see the various positions in this portfolio and their today's latest price, as well as the overall time return for that specific equity. Here on this screen, it doesn't show you the average purchase price, but what actually you would be able to see is after you click on to the specific position, you would be able to see the details. But as long as you have the overall return, I think that gives you a good picture of where we stand and how much in dollar value has been our gain or losses here. So for Apple, we're seeing a negative 4.12% return so far for that one share. Air Canada, I've been adding to my shares in the month of October. Currently, I own 14 shares and we have 3.13% return. Next, we have a real estate investment trust, Artis Real Estate Investment Trust. We have 18 shares and we see a 1.39% return. Bristol Myers is the next holding we have. We have 5 shares and we are seeing a return of 25.87%. Bank of Nova Scotia, we see a negative return of 1.14% for the 4 shares that we own. Salesforce, we have 2 shares here and it's showing a decent return of 28%. Next, we have Diane Durham Limited, which is a Canadian company offering cloud-based software and solutions. We have 3 shares of them and it shows a return of 10.76. Extendicare Incorporated, we have 11 shares and it shows a negative return of 8.47. Fastly, we own 5 shares of them, currently showing a return of close to negative 14%. Gilead Sciences, we have 3 shares and it shows a negative return of 7.13%. InterRent Real Estate Investment Trust, we have 5 shares showing a return of 5.46%. Jet Global Crossing Airlines, this was definitely one of the more speculative stocks that I had, and the share price was quite cheap, so I'm not too worried about the loss here for this one. For the next one, we have Coca-Cola with a return of 10.55%. Laurentian Bank of Canada, 19 shares with a return of negative 20.18%. And next we have Norwegian Cruise Lines, which I just recently actually bought some shares of in the month of October. We have 5 shares and within the span of a few days, it's showing a return of positive 14.79%. Pfizer, I've had quite a number of their shares, 17 shares here, showing a return of 12%. Qualcomm, we have 3 shares showing a return of 37.92%. RioCan Real Estate shows a return of 3.29%. You also have some shares of Royalty Pharma, 22 shares in fact here, and it shows a negative 13.6%. and a number of other shares that I'm going to scroll through real quick. A few of them I will spell out and kind of mention for you. For instance, we have one share of Tesla here with a negative 14% return. We have also a number of index funds here. Vanguard, Canadian Cap REIT Index Fund with a return of 7%. We have 3 shares of Wind Destinations Incorporated with a return of 41%. And as well, we have another index fund here, ex-US BlackRock Canada iShares Core S&P 500 Index with a return of close to 11%. Of course, lastly, we have 2 shares of Zoom here in this account, and it's showing a gigantic return of 50% here. Not too bad at all. Quickly going through the other accounts, I'm gonna quickly go through my tax-free savings account here for your reference and what holdings we have here. We have 4 shares of AbbVie, 14% return. Carnival Cruise, we have 17 shares with a negative 2.8% return. We have 1 share of CrowdStrike with 38% return. Facebook, 1 share with 37% return plus. Norwegian Cruise Lines, we have 5 shares here, another 14% return. And a number of real estate investment trusts. Lastly, we have also still 2 shares of VMware with a return of 9.51%. And going through our registered retirement savings plan, which is a smaller account here in terms of the number of positions and in terms of the funds, we have 3 shares of AbbVie showing a return of negative 5%. Artis Real Estate Investment Trust, here we have 4 shares and we have a 28% plus return here. Morguard North America Residential Real Estate Investment Trust, 5 shares and showing a return of 1.67%. PIMCO Dynamic Income Fund, 1 share, return of positive 29%. Skywork Solutions, 1 share, showing a return of positive 18+%. And VMed Healthcare Incorporated, 6 shares, and it's showing a negative 1.56% return. As for my approach to investing in the stock market in the remainder of the month of October and in the months to come post-elections, my approach would be to try to kind of trim some of the fat on my in my portfolio. As you notice, I have various positions. What I would like ideally to be over the next span of the next 2 to 3 months is to limit the number of positions that I have in my account, maybe limit it to a maximum of perhaps 15 or to 20 versus roughly around 40 to 50 different ones that I have at this time. I think that gives me more time to focus on those specific positions and do more research on them and be able to kind of buy into those at the right time. So that's one approach. The other one is given how the stock market, especially in some of the industries, have been hit so hard, particularly in the real estate industry, as well as the discretionary spending, such as airlines or cruise lines. Those would be some of the ones that I would like to continue to buy in the dip, especially if the stock continues to go down. Definitely take advantage of that. Would love to add to my shares of the 5G players as well as renewable energy sector as well. Tesla, Apple, Skywork Solutions, and some of those cloud-based stocks, as well as the companies in the semiconductor sector. Those would be some of my picks that I would like to add to my position. Let me know what you thought of this video. Was that beneficial to you? Was there any of these stocks that you saw in my portfolio that you have in your own portfolio? What are those? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video beneficial. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this video as well. Here on Momentum channel, we post weekly videos about stock market investing and investing in real estate and getting to financial freedom. So hope you found it beneficial, and please be sure to subscribe to follow us along on this journey. See you next time.